Hello, and it's time for another edition of Poland Daily Travel. This time we're taking you to Płock. That's right, that ancient capital of Poland, northwest of Warsaw. It's only 100 and some kilometers, but it's almost a world away from the hustle and bustle of the nation's capital. Płock is famous for its situation on a bluff high above the Vistula. Its cathedral is known as one of the 5 oldest churches in Poland. Its location is at a junction of ancient shipping routes, which made it a very important medieval city. Nowadays, it is the home of the Museum of Masovian with its excellent collection of Belle Epoque furniture. And that's before you even consider the city's most original asset. And that asset is the longest pier on a river in the whole of Europe. The pier extends out into the wide Vistula and provides a natural harbor for smaller boats, mostly pleasure craft and some smaller fishing boats. So when you're in Warsaw, Płock is not that far away. It's an enjoyable day out. You'll have to get your car. There's no train service there. You might take a bus, but it's worth it to see the beautiful countryside between Warsaw and Płock. So stay tuned as Poland Daily Travel takes you to the princely city of Płock. Poland Daily Travel, your favorite travel programming about Poland. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Poland Daily Travel. We're here on the square in beautiful downtown Płock. Yes, I said that right, Płock. But if you don't speak Polish, it is Płock.
All right.
Kind of. And this is Danuta, one of the citizens of Płock, who is here to be our guide and take us around and make life a lot easier for us, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, we've been talking a lot, and there's a lot of the before we were off camera, and there's a lot of exciting things to be doing right here. Behind us, we have the town hall, which looks pretty magnificent and suitable for a city which was once the capital of Poland, as we said previously. It was the capital for about 60 years? Or?
Well, in fact, it was a bit less than 60 years. Płock used to be the capital of Poland, but it was not the time when Poland was the country.
It was just before Poland was a country.
It was just before Poland was formed as Poland.
Yeah, so we're talking about the 1100s, right? Or something like that. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. 11th century and 12th century. Those were the times when Płock was the ducal capital.
Yeah.
Ducal capital.
Yeah, so they still call it the princely city of Płock.
Yes,
which has nice alliteration. Say. I like the alliteration.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
Okay.
The whole story started long before because at pagan times there were settlements of people from around the world coming to this place to look for a better life. Officially, Płock started in 1237.
Right.
And then it received municipal rights. It was one of the first municipal rights documents in Europe, in fact.
Okay, so it's a very early city then.
It is.
In terms of European cities. Why build the city here? I mean, I guess we're going to see some of that later, but why do you think they put the city here?
I think the decision is obvious because of geographical position. Płock is located on a hill and by the river, which used to serve for different options, for work, for food, for travel. The Vistula River, which we are talking about, used to be like the Amazon River today. It was wild, it was wide, and even
wider than today, yeah.
Much wider than
deeper,
today,
I suppose,
and probably much deeper because the transportation was very easy at that time, and today it is not so.
No, I mean now it's not navigable. There's hardly any traffic.
It is, but only for tourists and short distance.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can't just get from the beginning, the starting point of the Vistula River to the end without problems, right?
Which would be say Krakow would be a reasonable starting to Gdansk, for example,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And we're going to see
like
the river a bit later, which is, goes right down the middle of Poland, from the mountains all the way to the sea. So it's inescapable part of Poland.
Yes, I would say that the Vistula River was the main reason for forming settlement here. And also the other reason would be the position. Because today Płock is almost in the center of Poland. So the position was
very close.
Yes.
I keep going to places that are in the center, like Łódź, Płock. Warsaw is a bit off to the side. Yeah. Listen, we're going to be right back. Let's go see something interesting nearby. I think there's a lot of things to see. It's time to take a walk, right?
Yes.
Okay. We'll be right back with more of Poland Daily with my guest, Danuta, our guide for the day. Okay, everybody, so welcome back. We've walked down to the opposite end of the square, and we're standing now at a very important place. It's a place of pilgrimage for people from all over the world, and it involves the miracle of Faustina Kowalska, who was a little girl from Łódź who decided to become a nun very early on and just went to Warsaw without any money. And then she stayed in Warsaw and she worked just to make enough money for the clothing that was required to join the order, because they didn't take just anybody off the street. She worked for that as a chambermaid. After she'd made enough money, after a year or so, she was taken into an order and became a very devout nun. And this place is in her memory. But why particularly? What happened here?
This is the shrine of the Divine Mercy, where Sister Faustina Kowalska, as you've said, a very young nun, had a revelation of merciful Jesus. She had dreams, and in her dreams, Jesus Christ came to show that there is some hope for the world, but the world should wake up. And only through prayers and only through sacrifice, people can save the world. And Sister Faustina wrote a diary, and in that diary she described her revelations. It is quite important for pilgrims to come here and to see the place. The place in which
how did she describe the? Yeah, she saw it here.
Yes.
How did she describe this? What's the story?
She had a.
What did they tell you?
Yes, of course, sisters. They have a priest who is a kind of a spiritual guide.
Yeah.
So in her confessions, Sister Faustina spoke to the priest. It is not only a written record of her revelations, but she also saw image of Jesus Christ that you can see in the painting placed
red and white light
with the light
from him or
from the heart of Jesus
heart of
Christ.
Jesus.
Yes, and she knew that she really had to make a painter, because she did not paint it herself, but find someone to put her vision into that beautiful painting with words, I trust you, Jesus. Yes. So
and that's the story.
That's the story.
And she died quite young, didn't she?
She died quite young.
33 years old, the same as Jesus, right?
Well, that
oddly enough.
Yes, that's true. Those were very difficult times for sisters, and they really worked hard. They helped orphans, they helped girls. They had a school for girls here. They really devoted their lives.
When was she living exactly?
At the beginning of the 20th century, so it's not that long.
Yeah, because we were just doing a lot of programming here about 100 years ago.
Yes.
And she was also about 100 years ago.
Yes.
And she died, I think, in about 1938, didn't she?
Yes.
Just before the war.
Just before the war.
Again,
That's true. That's
so
true.
There were gathering clouds of war, but nothing had happened so serious yet. At any rate, that's a fascinating story. And people are coming from many, many countries.
That's true.
And it's not only Catholics.
Not only Catholics.
But people who are looking to investigate divine revelations.
But speaking about religion and Płock, we need to remember that in Płock we have a mix of different religions. At the very beginning of the history of the town, we had people of Orthodox religion, we had Muslims even, we had a lot of Jewish people.
There's a rich Jewish history here.
There is a rich Jewish history in Płock as well.
Sure.
So a mix of different religions which lived together.
Yeah, which
created the spirit.
This sort of cosmopolitan spirit.
That's
but
true.
of course, Poland had that up until World War II,
Yes.
as we know. Well, listen, I think now we should go and take a look at the cathedral where two of the famous kings of Poland are buried. Don't
Yes.
you think we should go?
Yes.
Because I've been waiting to see this.
Yes,
I love the cathedral.
that's most important to see that place.
I think it's going to be great. Okay,
Yes.
stick with us. Poland Daily Travel. We're going to go look at the cathedral. See us on the next installment. This is the place where Faustina had her miracle, and that's worth remembering. Okay, stick with us. Come on, let's go.